My guest on the program is Barrister Hassan Tahir. He's the Director of Legal and Protection at the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons. Why hasn't the Violence Against Persons Act been domesticated in all the states in Nigeria? Are there high-profile individuals who have been convicted of sexual and gender-based violence crimes? And when will these special courts be created? He answers these and a lot more in this conversation. Mr. Tahir, welcome to Dateline Abuja.
Thank you.
3,600 cases in 2020 of sexual and gender-based violence. You know, you've been doing this for quite a while. When you hear these figures of people who are being battered and whose lives are being destroyed like this, how does that make the agency feel? How does that make you feel? Because you run the legal end of things, and most of those cases land at your desk. How does that feel sometimes?
Well, first of all, I must say that these figures are frightening. It's unfortunate that we're having this kind of figures, and that we are doing our best to ensure that we reduce to the barest minimum cases of SGBV, not only in Abuja, but throughout Nigeria. I would like to point one thing here. The Violence Against Persons Act came in to plug the loopholes found in penal codes and criminal codes.
We'll get to the VAP Act and,
Yes.
and the fact that a lot of states have not domesticated them.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get to that shortly. I want to get your experience.
Yes.
Let's say this year, how many cases of sexual and gender-based violence have you had to look into this year?
Well, this year from January to date, we have hundreds of them. And that as soon as we receive cases of SGBV, what we used to do is to commence investigation.
Has there been any, have you been able to prosecute this year and
Yeah, we have
actually
been-
get convictions?
Yeah. For your information, we even got a life sentence conviction.
Life sentence?
Life sentence, yes.
In Abuja?
Yeah, in Abuja here. And in some cases,
The person is in jail right
he's
now.
in jail right now. And in some cases, the minimum the judge gives as per the provision of the act is 12 years imprisonment. And we have gotten 12 years imprisonment for such cases. 12 years, 14 years, even though some appeal against the judgment of the court, but we are going there to ensure that the judgment of the lower court is affirmed.
Another reason why people are a little skeptical about reporting these cases when they happen is the legal process and how long it takes. And sometimes you get to these bottlenecks. You know, it frustrates a lot of people. And I get that. But there is something that has been happening this year with the 16 days of advocacy,
Activism, yes.
where you've been trying to convince the government to create special courts.
Courts, yes.
You know, talk to us a bit about how these courts are going to run.
We discovered that cases of rape is very rampant. That is why we are advocating for a special court to try these cases. As you rightly pointed out at the beginning of this program, about 3,000 plus cases of rape or SGBV, or cases that borders on SGBV were recorded. So because of that, we are trying to see and ensure that special courts meant purposely to advocate on this matter are created or are set aside so that it will send a signal that, number one, there is a special court. Number two, that this court do not waste time in passing judgment. Number three, it is a kind of, as I said, sending a message to those who are likely to engage or involved in this kind of heinous crime.
So yes, and I've even seen the mock trials that
Yes.
have been going on.
Yes.
What's the hope that you will get it?
Well,
Is there a chance that you will get these special courts this year, next year? What's the hope for it?
Well, the hope is that we have to make a special case.
Has that case been made?
Yes, we are making special case. Number one, we have to, as I said, pay courtesy visit or courtesy call to the heads of the court who are responsible for appointing or setting aside special court to try these cases.
Has there been a positive response from any of these people?
Yes, we have been going there and we have been promised that special court will be created. Even if special courts could not be created, at least special judges should be designated. You understand? Special judges that will be that are trained
For SGBV.
for SGBV
case.
will be designated to
When?
handle. Well, it's in the process. It's in the process. Will be trained. I mean, special judges that will be trained so that they can handle these SGBV cases. It is in the pipeline.
When?
No, I'm telling
Everyone who has been a part of the process of trying to get judgments,
yes,
or trying to get justice in
yes,
the case of sexual and gender-based
yes,
violence, who's listening right now is shouting the same thing I'm shouting right now. When?
very soon, very soon. I assure you that before next year ends, we'll get that either special court
Or special
judges assigned, special judges assigned to advocate on the SGBV cases.
So that will be the end of 2022.
Yeah, that's our hope, and we hope to achieve that. Yes, and with the kind of advocacy we're embarking upon, I'm sure we will reach there.
Talk to us a bit about the VAP Act.
Well,
let's get there now. You've taken your time to explain to us.
My
question has to do with its domestication.
Domestication, you know.
How many states have domesticated right now? How many states have not domesticated, and why?
You see, we have 27 states that domesticated the VAP Act now.
Okay.
Currently, and also we have 6 states that passed the act, and the act is yet to be assented to by the government. I mean, by the various governors. We have states that domesticated the act. I don't have them offhand, but we have 27 states of the federation have domesticated this act.
Yeah, I'm talking about the ones that have not domesticated.
The ones that have not domesticated, I cannot say it openly now.
How are we going to get them?
But we
have to be able to name them so they can see.
We have
so we can see where
now.
Our problem is.
We just launched a report on the VAP Act now, the implementation report. So those that domesticated the act and those that do not or fail or refuses to domesticate the act are there. It was from that report that we were able to know the number of states that domesticated the act, the number of states that passed the act but could not be assented to by their governors.
What are some of the reasons that you're getting from some of these governors as to why they've not domesticated the VAP Act in their
politics.
States? What type of politics?
Politics. You know, some are against the act.
Why?
For reason best known to them.
It's a good act.
It is a good act. As I
So
said
what's
earlier,
wrong?
it is a very good piece of legislation.
That
It protects
your people.
Our people,
Yes,
of course.
our
It
people.
protects
I'm talking
our
about
people.
the governor. It protects your people.
Exactly. It
from
provides
violence.
maximum protection. Mark my word.
So what's
it
the
provides
politics?
maximum
What
protection.
could possibly be wrong with this?
Well, it could be because, as I said, because of politics. They don't want to. They don't want to offend maybe certain section of the populace.
What section of the populace would be against the protection of people?
Yes, it could be their supporters. Their supporters.
That's very strange to me.
Yeah, it's strange. It sounds strange as well to me. It sounds strange. But politics is the bottom line. If not because of politics, we wouldn't have been here talking about the domestication of the VAP Act.
What sort of people would be against the protection of both men and women? Because VAP covers
both sexes.
Both sexes.
Yes.
What section of people would have a problem
if I may say,
with people
if
being
I may say
protected from violence? I don't understand
if
this.
I may say, it could be the perpetrators of the act. Certainly, they wouldn't the act to be
Perpetrators
passed.
would be so powerful enough that a governor would have no choice but to bow to their whims and caprices.
Of course.
People who are perpetrating this kind of violence.
Of course, it's possible. It's possible. I'm telling you, it's possible.
Congratulations on
Thank you.
16 days of activism.
Thank you.
Good luck with the work that you do. And thank you so much for being with us on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks to my guest, Barrister Tahir, for speaking with us. Well, we decided to name the states that have not domesticated the Violence Against Persons Act. So you can all join us in asking their governors what the holdup is. Borno State, Cross River, Gombe, Kano, Katsina, Niger, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, and Zamfara. You can petition your lawmakers in those states. Petition the governors to expedite action on this piece of legislation that keeps us safe. That's our show this week. Please let us know the happenings in your neighborhood using the social media handles showing right now on your screen. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kayla Megwa. See you next time.